Hey Scorpio, welcome to Dark Eve Tarot. I'm Eve, and I have pre-pulled a Fallen Angel card for you, and you have Crowcell. I think sometimes it's called Procell as well. And it's the card number 38, and it's the keyword is mystery here. And the thing about Crowcell is that she is she's able to kind of decode or decipher the some of the darker mysteries of just life in general or your life. And a lot of times the messages will come through dreams. And a cool thing about this fallen angel card as opposed to some of the others is that it's fairly benevolent here. There's not like this wouldn't be something that you would have like fear about. um it takes a lot, like I would say it takes a lot to piss her off. You know what I mean? um but as with all of the fallen angels, it seems like they obviously make much better friends than enemies. But there is something here about the darker mysteries of life, and there it seems as if there are messages for you, Scorpio, just about your own darkness or something that you're trying to figure out. And I want to say that you are getting help with this here. Now, if you kind of get on um the wrong side of her, you could definitely see like having nightmares, because she is able to conjure like phantoms from the underworld and have them kind of plague your dreams. But again, it's very hard to get on her bad side. You have to really mess up, you know what I mean? So Scorpio mysteries, it's really an appropriate card for you, I think, just in general. All right, so we're gonna get some more information. We're just gonna do like a version of the Celtic cross and see what else needs to come out for you. Hmm. So we have the Six of Swords here. And it's interesting that the imagery on the card is not really about movement. Whereas traditionally, it would be like, get in that boat and committing to, like the greener pastures or something. There's something a little bit more stationary here. And there's a lot of smoke at the bottom here. A lot of like there's incense burning, as I'm assuming it's incense burning, and it's the smoke is consuming the swords here. It kind of feels like, because like if you go, let's say you go backwards in time from the Six of Swords, you have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords, not really a super pleasant experience. It's like maybe somebody getting something over on you, or like not feeling good about the outcome of some kind of situation. But here it seems like it has some kind of like spiritual component where you have, like incense a lot of times is to clean, people use it to get into a spiritual mode or like a meditative mode, or they'll use it to clean space area things, spiritually cleanse. And it's like I don't know, it's almost like there's like you're trying to purify some thoughts here about a situation, Scorpio. Wow. And so, what crosses you here is the King of Swords. So it's like you're getting in your own way. You're getting in your own way with something here, and it's completely mental. It's weird. It's like these thoughts don't need smudging, or it's not the swords, the thoughts that need the smudging here. That's the wrong thing. There's nothing wrong with the thoughts. You're like completely supposed to be thinking them. And here it's like, because you can see, because this is what's, crossing you, right? It's like kind of thwarting you. And what I'm seeing here is that the sword is fine. The sword is stable, right? The sword that you're holding is stable. It's fine. It's good, right? And it's like I'm seeing this cape, this kind of like see-through looking cape behind the king as being pulled from him. It's like the smoke is, it's like it's about you as a whole. It's like purifying your whole being, not just your thoughts. It's not just about your head, right? It's about some kind of purification of your whole being, and it's like you've got to get that, like get the picture, right? Wow, seriously. So at the root of the problem here, we have the Ace of Swords. More swords. You're just having a head party, aren't you? So we have the Ace of Swords here, and of course, Sword of Truth, right? But the cool thing about this sword is it's on fire at the top, so it makes me feel like it's leading to something. But it also can talk about keeping tabs on just like anger, things that fire you, like things that burn you up inside. Cause like if we go back here to the Six of Swords, which is kind of like moving away or trying to make peace, or striving for something better than the Five of Swords, right? And the thing about the Five of Swords is that it can really piss you off, especially if you're on the losing end, because there's a bit of injustice that's involved. It's not just, oh, I lost fair and square. You didn't. You lost, but it wasn't fair. Or you know what I mean? So there's something about the root of whatever this issue is that has something to do with dealing with what's something that's burning you, because it's having an effect on your sword. Because again, we want this sword strong, sturdy, like like your weapon of choice, right? Yeah, so it seems like that in the past, and this could be in that Five of Swords scenario, there was a lot of fire there because we have the King of Wands. It's like he's, like you putting your 2 cents in. So I don't know if like maybe something angered you and you were a little vocal about it, putting your 2 cents in, or maybe an act of revenge, perhaps. But it seems like in the past there was a little bit more fire than, and it didn't work out. Like somehow, like using your fire, it wasn't like you being, oh, I'm being creative, oh, I'm being inspired. No, you were pissed, and it's like whether you acted upon it or not, it had a major effect on your mind, your thoughts. So here we have Here we have the Five of Wands, which is interesting because, I mean, yes, it's a card of conflict, right? Which seems like, kind of what's going on here. And what I like about this one, though, is that the wands are different. Like, you've got like a couple kinds of wands here, but you've got a couple wands here that have very sharp ends. Like, they're manipulated, they're formed, almost like unnatural wands. And then you have this one wand right here that's got this kind of like globe thing on it, which seems like it's a little bit more magical than the others. It's taller, it's the tallest one. It just seems like there was some kind of mismatch. And in this placement here, this is not something that you're fully aware of. This is above you. This is like behind the scenes, kind of above you. You're not aware. So obviously you were aware of the conflict, right? Because you were actively involved with it. But there are some differences here that you weren't aware of, and I'm wondering if how much it could have helped. I'm wondering how much it could have helped you if you would have known the differences in the types, like during, like, before it got to the Six of Swords. Could it have prevented these flames, maybe? But regardless, there's a point that you're getting to here that's right here, and it's something that you're either going to have to face or something that it's kind of inevitable that you meet or look at, or you know what I mean? It's a Seven of Wands. It's kind of like rising above here. This is you rising above. It's not really what Seven of Wands means, but it's more, I don't know, it seems like it's more about this hand reaching up from the ground. It's like there's something significant about the way it's like it's sending out a message or something. It could very well be you interacting with this fallen angel here, because you see this hand coming up from like the underground, right? You've got this hand coming up from the underground, and you can see these little sparks coming out, like, like I'm hearing like Morse code in my head, like D D D D, like it's like messages coming to you. There's something important, and I don't know if it's. I mean, I don't know if it has something to do with your perseverance. I mean, because the Seven of Wands is a card of perseverance, but it's also a card of being, I mean, a little bit suspicious. You know what I mean? Like you've been through shit. Obviously, you've been through shit. You've reacted to shit. And you weren't aware of some of the components of it. It's almost like you're going to get to a point where you're able to receive these messages about some of the darker things that are a part of some of the things that you normally wouldn't associate with or think would be tainted in some way. I don't know, it just feels like kind of like this learning experience for you. And I think it has all to do with this sword here. And it's weird because this is supposed to be what crosses you. But really it feels more like this is kind of you. And what crosses you is thinking that you're crossing yourself. You know what I mean? So I don't know if you're like internalizing and blaming yourself for whatever this conflict was or disagreement or whatever it was. But you need to understand that there were some things that you weren't aware of. and it's okay to that you didn't know at the time. But you're going to figure it out here. It's like you've got some kind of underground assistance, which is kind of cool. And so, internal landscape, here we have the death card. Yeah, this is understanding some kind of darkness here. Because honestly, this doesn't really feel like, an ending of something. Isn't that you? Aren't you the death card? Scorpio? Seems almost like the epitome of just the light and the darkness. Because you've got this key. It's like there is some kind of key information that your soul is searching for, and it's like it's to be found in the dark. It's a dark mystery. It's like this is the dark mystery you're searching for. And it's weird. It's like it's just kind of intriguing and a little bit beautiful. It's not scary. There's no fear here. It's like I see you being protected. I see like this wolf. This wolf on one side, and I see a man holding a sword, and that's you. It's like that's this. You're the man holding this sword in this reading. I just feel like you're on the right track to find something about yourself that you've been looking for. And so around you, okay, so Scorpio, we have the Knight of what looks like the Knight of Swords here around you, like your outer landscape, your environment, and I don't know, like the first thing when I first looked at this card, I just thought of dancing. And not in a fun, yay, let's go dancing way, in more of like clown dancing. Like, there's a bunch of clown dancers around you, and I don't, I don't think that you are taking them seriously, but if you're not sure, you're not supposed to be taking a lot of things very seriously right now. It's just like, it seems like it's for show. I don't know. Like if you think about the Matrix and stuff, it's like, these, I don't know. It's such a tainted phrase, or like phrase in like the NPCs or whatever. Or like, I don't know. Like, this means nothing to you. It's insignificant. It's not important. It's just a bunch of shit dancing around, and it's not even valid. So there's a lot of things that you don't need to be paying attention to right now. It could be like it's going to be in the form of thoughts and words, and you know what I mean, because it's swords. So I mean, it could be media, but like this is way way more important what you have going on internally than what's going on like around you. So in the area of hopes and fears, you have the Chariot. Why do you have the Chariot? Oh, weird. Like the Chariot can be a card of movement, right? It's like a vehicle. Even though it, this guy, there's no horses. There's no horses. Like he's holding a rope. He's holding a rope, and it's not connected to anything. Like the reins, there's nothing. Like you're holding the reins, and there's nowhere to go. So I don't know if you're afraid that you're not going to be able to go where you need to go, because we have the Six of Swords. Usually, the Six of Swords, you're in a boat and you're going somewhere. You're going to the greener pastures. So you've got two cards here that are supposed to be cards of movement, and they're not. So there's something there, Scorpio. It's like you want to move in a direction or you want to get to a certain point, but you're afraid to go there. You're afraid to move. You're afraid to do it. Either that or you're afraid that you don't have the ability or something. It's kind of weird. So, the last card is usually the outcome card, but that is a very loose term because you have free will, Mr. or Mrs. Scorpio. All right. Oh, check it out. The wolf. All right. So, this is defense. This is holding your ground. This is like standing for your cause. This is you not giving up. Like, this is the perseverance. I know I said perseverance for something else here, like maybe this one, but no, this is the perseverance. You are not going down without a fight. So if you were doubting if you were strong enough for something, the answer is yes, you are. You are completely strong enough for something. And I don't know, I'm just getting super familiar with this wolf here, especially since you internally you're in your own underground here, you have the protection of the wolf. It reminds me of this this book I read where the character has their own it's like their shadow. Like the character the character had a dog and their dogs had their own shadow, and their shadow dog would jump out to fight supernatural whatevers. But anyway, it's like you've got this major protection, and it could be in the form of a familiar, but it doesn't matter where you are, Scorpio, it's with you. Even if you go to the underground, to the deepest, darkest, mysterious parts of yourself, you still have this, which is like super freaking reassuring. Anyway, so Scorpio, this is your message. Take what resonates, and I will see you next time.